this conversation really quickly. I am on my break. And did I break this? No, I don't know. Y'all make sure to hit that like button, share this video out. And we're off. Okay. So Kamala Kamala is doing a lot of talking about Trump, but she ain't doing a lot of talking about what she got going on besides her faking like she black. I'm gonna lean back a little bit. So I wanted to talk about this, and I'm starting to get sleepy, so I don't know how long I'm gonna last. Oh, once I get sleepy, that's it. But I'm gonna read some stuff to y'all. All right. So Kamala brought Michelle Obama. All right. She had Megan Thee Stallion twerking for y'all. Then Obama called himself, I don't know, chastising the man. Then she had, who else did she have? She had somebody. Oh, Beyonce. I cannot forget that with the Trump song going around. But they're just telling you vote for Kamala and making it into it's a woman thing. And Michelle comes on and she basically does the same thing Obama did. And Michelle is like, oh, if you vote for Trump, then you're putting women's reproductive health on the line. You're putting their lives on the line. Then she goes into saying, ladies, you can tell your husbands that you basically can vote for who you want to, but it's like, okay, so she's trying to tell people what to do in their marriages, in their households, and how could you even muster yourself up to do such a thing? Like, you don't know what's going on in people's households and in their marriages. How do you not know they don't normally vote together? I feel like um, while Kamala is saying that Trump has all this division, all she does really is talk a lot of junk about Trump. It's like they are forever fixated on getting rid of this guy. It's really weird. It's really weird. So Michelle, I was just appalled. I was appalled. And the look on her face on top of that. And she's like, oh, yeah, because you can vote and you can do what you want to do. And it's like, but you're not in their relationship. You don't even know how that goes. That whole your vote is private thing, that's a problem. That's a problem that works to their advantage because they taught y'all that you should keep your votes to yourself pretty much, unless you want to get on here and argue online like y'all do sometimes. But other than that, keep your votes silent. It's your own personal private business. Well, that's not how you do business in politics. That is not how it goes at all. But what are they trying to say when they're saying that, if you vote for Trump, women's lives are in danger? Because that's a serious accusation. Although we're accustomed to them making serious accusations when it comes to Trump, it doesn't mean you're supposed to ignore them. It has to stop somewhere. When will you guys hold them accountable, for constantly doing this? Like, you're running for the role of president. Why don't you focus on that and talk to the people? Maybe tell them how you're lying to them first and foremost. And if she doesn't want to do that, you can just go over there to Candace Owens' page and you can watch her series that she's got where she's been diving deep into who Kamala is. Okay. But Michelle seems to be trying to imply that women would be in danger. But how? She's referencing it to reproductive rights and things like that, and being able to get a morning after pill and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, what is it with them using that? My only conclusion is it's probably something else deeper that I don't know about. But on the surface, I can see that she's using women the same way she just been using black people. And I guess she chose to sick Obama on the man because she didn't want that drama. Hmm. But she's talking about reproductive rights, your reproductive health is in danger. Your lives are in danger. How? There's never any elaboration on what the F she's talking about. How? How? Her and Michelle are saying these things, but they're not explaining how. Now, one thing we do know is that it's been a long term problem, um, for women when they give birth. You're already susceptible to, not making it just because that's just how deep giving birth is. But being that Kamala is targeting these people, she's going to churches and stuff like that. So she must be playing on the fact that, black women do have the highest mortality rate concerning childbirth. But she never talks about childbirth directly at all. The Roe versus Wade is something she's hung up on. See, this is how they continue to disrespect you, because they expect you not to pick up something and read and educate yourself and know for yourself what that really and truly mean. It's just so ridiculous. I I can hardly believe it. I can hardly believe that people in general, American people in general, are just that oblivious and that naive and that lazy to do just a wee little bit of research instead of just listening to this woman. I get so sick and tired of it. She's lying left and right about everything, not just her allegedly being black, but oh, Trump is responsible for 2025. Well, that's not true. Oh, he did a horrible thing by overturning Roe versus Wade, and he is what they're supporting abortion. So I guess he would be against it. Does that make any sense? Because I'm just confused as I'm talking about it. Because, like, she is saying that she is pro abortion rights because women have a right to choose. It's your body and everything. They know what triggers to give to women. So you could be, how do they say, in your bag? Like, you're supposed to get an attitude and be sassy and, just have this disdain for him, probably even more so than you already had. And I'm pretty sure you still don't understand why you're feeling that way. Well, they made you to feel that way on purpose. It was a strategy. But it's just impossible to say he is against abortion rights and they are for it. I don't understand. How does Roe v. Wade prove that? Because let me read y'all something. Let me read y'all this one paragraph from NBC News. So, this is Trump on overturning Roe v. Wade. All right. So, the former president and front runner for the 2024 Republican nomination leans into his key role in eliminating federal abortion rights, taking credit for state level bans. And, the article goes on and, he's talking about how proud of himself he is. Well, he is like a proud daddy, to himself when he's able to accomplish things. But if you listen to him speak, you listen to his rallies, you listen to his interviews, then you understand that the things that he's bragging about are actually good things. And some of these things others didn't or weren't able to accomplish them, right? And according to his article, which makes it very easy for you, well, not his article, but NBC News's article, they go into, the whole story of talking to him about how he feels and, the fact that this happened because it's such a big thing. It's such a big thing. So, but what does that mean though? That makes him anti-abortion. How? Because if you take the power out of the hands of the government, that's your one world order right there, right? And then you put it into the hands of the state, then that is a practice that America has been practicing since, the people long before us were fighting for some 7+ years and negotiating, for them to get that contract right, or as close to right as can be, and meet their demands there, or we can't do business. And this is how y'all should be with your local politicians, because they're the ones who make up a lot of laws for your community, right? And they are the ones that affect your day-to-day lives in your community. But there are there's a such thing as the government having the rights to make decisions on something, and just a citizen, or the state having the rights to make the decisions in that department. So that's what the overturning of Roe versus Wade did. Took the power to dictate how abortions are going to go from the government. Let's see, how does that work? Oh, whatever they say goes, and it applies to all states, right? So if the government says, we're not doing those no more, we're not doing those anymore, and it is criminal if you try, and blah, 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 then what can you do about it? Nothing. All states have to follow those rules. But when you put the power in the hands of the state, then each state gets to make their own rules and laws concerning abortion. That sounds like a win, doesn't it? Of course it wouldn't if you don't even understand what Roe v. Wade overturning actually means. And it's just what I said. Taking the power out of the government's hands and putting them into each individual state. You would think they would be grateful, but no, the heifers are not. They are still running around here telling lies and bullying. And you guys are allowing them to do that because you're showing them in so many ways that you can't come together. You don't know, you don't even know what's going on. So you just listening to her as a candidate, and somehow you deemed her to be legit. And some of that stuff y'all do, you're not that slow. You do realize that she's actually playing you and lying to you, and you still want to rock with her. You still want to rock with her. Well, don't tell no lies, heifer. Come on here and talk about, show me what you're working with. Clearly nothing. Because the many times I've heard her speak, I have heard nothing of substance. Plenty of talk about Trump. They focus on that really, really hard. Really, really hard. Why? Because they want Kamala to be in office. And if you hate this guy, you're likely to vote for her regardless of whether she qualifies or not. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't get you anywhere. But Trump is hated because he gives them opposition. All right, cool. But he doesn't get to have his way 100% of the time, as nobody would. Kamala, on the other hand, she's already down with the clique. Okay, she done joined the gang. She's part of the gang. And there's no maneuvering around that. There is none. But when you go to your local politicians, the ones that are responsible for making up whatever rules they are, then you can put the pressure on them and let them know you work for us and we're not having it. You see my people, we can always get more because it's a lot of us in this community that understands what your job is, all right, what you're in favor of and not in favor of, what you got planned, how much money are y'all making, what are you doing to submit for your qualifications for certain numbers, because as you know, that goes by a such thing called numbers, how much funding you're going to get from the government. So your local politicians get all kinds of money and stuff for the community, and y'all don't even know what dollar amount that is, what they spend it on, or nothing. You don't know what they up there in Congress, your representatives that you don't know who they are and how many you have, what they're up there voting for. And you're probably down here complaining about a lot of stuff that it's not even in the hands of the president. It's not. You put the power in the hands of the citizens. Yay, thank you. If y'all are really about, having the right to participate in such said activity that I'm not going to keep repeating the name of, because that's going to get me in trouble on these they owned platforms, right? So your state is who makes the decisions. Before the overturn of Roe versus Wade, only the government could make those decisions. So he brought it closer to you, set it in your lap, and say, here, tired of hearing about it, figured out what you're going to do. Well, that answer should be simple. You don't like it? Well, how many meetings do y'all have per calendar year, especially election year? How many meetings do you have with your community so you can get together and learn all the roles that they have? What goes on there? How does it affect you? And who we gonna pick? Are we gonna keep the one we have that's already, there? Make sure they understand where y'all coming from and what you expect of them. Or you gonna just disregard him and just start all over. Which one is it? Well, you get to decide. You get to decide because the power is now literally in your hands because of the overturning. I don't get why it's that hard for people to figure it out. You got some crazy AI, I don't know, something creepy about. I don't necessarily think this woman is real. When I look at her, when she talk, when she speak, faces she be making, the way she be like glitching. It's like, what is this thing here again? What is it? Because I'm pretty sure this so-called marriage, okay, and a child where? Maybe. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. And you can be for or against either one. But why try and, put the blame on the other person and start some shit? Because listen, that is just as simple as it gets. But They're trying to weaponize you as a woman against Trump. Well, you certainly don't want to do that after you realize that he's literally giving you the opportunity to make sure that the laws in your state concerning abortion is exactly how you want it to be. One person can't do that by themselves. So how is your vote going to be silent? Well, they're going to expect. One of the reasons why a lot of black people don't have anything. You don't have any type of advancements. You will whine and cry that they didn't do this, they didn't do that. But what did you do to put yourself in a qualifying position? Clearly nothing. Clearly nothing. So who's going to respect you and go out their way for you when you're not even doing it for yourself? Okay? So if he was on the opposite side of what it is that they're claiming to be preaching over there, then why overturn Roe v. Wade? Because we already know where the government stands on that. Again, why would he be calling? What? I don't understand what the problem is. But you know, sometimes there's a bad batch of women that you just shouldn't listen to. And I'm pretty sure that this is one of those batches. All them heifers that got on stage with a mic and try to tell you as a woman, blah, 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 blah. He means your demise. Here, pick our glasses or my glasses or whatever. I don't know, so you can fucking see. So you can see. You know, this is crazy because this is October, my birth month, by the way. And it has been 50 years since we even started getting some really important and tangible rights as women. 50 years almost. 1974. And I was born in 76. That's very recent. That's very recent. Very recent. So let me go a little deeper here, y'all. Let me pull up something here real quick. All right. Let me talk about women since they're trying to play with women. Yeah, they're trying to play with women. All right. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys, maybe not some of the younger people, and this is what happens when you don't continue to educate on history and discuss history. There was a time when women were their husband's property, literally. And you could only do whatever that dude told you to do. He could even spank you legally. Well, I guess women weren't being treated so well. And they decided to come together and fight until they started beginning to get some kind of power. So, of course, that means your husband can get divorced and you can just move on because, see, now you can get a job. You can keep your own money for that job. You can do a whole lot of things. You can buy a house. Yeah, you can buy a house. So, policies were very sexist. Very sexist. But long story short, they were always making sure that they made it very clear that you as a woman, you are very limited in what you can do. Now, these things had to be overturned somehow along the way. And I believe it was Reagan that attacked. The one about the housing. hmm It used to be legal for the landlords to charge women a higher rate than men. That used to be perfectly legal, and it was very commonly done. And you couldn't even sign any contracts to get a housing lease or to buy a house as a woman if you were married. And single women, it was legal for them to just turn you down just because you're a woman. No, you can't get a loan. No, you cannot have a house here. You can't rent. You can't have credit cards in your name. You couldn't do anything that your husband didn't express giving you permission to do so. 1974, that wasn't that long ago. So 1974, and I believe the anniversary was yesterday because now we're in a new day. So Congress finally amended the Fair Housing Act. I know you guys have heard of the Fair Housing Act, right? Okay, they're responsible for so many things. Non-discrimination, your rights, etc., etc. If someone is having something like, it's not a service dog, but emotional support pet, you're allowed to have that no matter what type of pet it is, no matter what breed it is. And they can't charge you for it, and they can't tell you, no, you can't have it, as long as that animal is up to date on, their vaccines and things like that. The FHA was originated to give women the power and ability to legally, married or not, go off and start handling your own affairs. Not even exactly 50 years ago. That's not very long when you're talking about, oh, now I can go do something for myself on my own. And if he don't act right tonight, baby, that's crazy. That's crazy. So Kamala wants to play on women and women worried about their rights and what's going to happen. That speech Michelle Obama gave just really is really sad and just pathetic. It really, really is. To see that woman stand up there and pretty much do the same thing that her husband came on here to do. All right, so the rental discrimination is only the tip of the iceberg. All right, so have you heard of Jane Crow? You haven't? Well, this is real. It is what? The twin for Jim Crow. So the term was coined by Pauli Murray in 1947 to bring light to the intersections of racism and sexism. That black woman experience, that's what it says. Such as sexual harassment, wage gaps, patriarchy at home. That's the I own you, you do exactly what I say, there's nobody to tell. Law enforcement can be sitting right here watching it if he wanted to, and wouldn't interfere not one bit and let him go oops upside your head, because you by law have to obey your husband. So it says one area where sexism and racism ran amok was the housing industry. For example, after the civil rights era, the private real estate market became into, okay, that doesn't sound right. Well, it came into more power and responsibility. That is just kind of wild. That wasn't that long ago. So Before 1974, mortgage lenders could subject women to explicit discrimination, such as requiring higher incomes to obtain your mortgage. You don't have enough, come back. Okay. Nah. Mm-mm. So women were largely blocked from credit lines. Of course, you can't have a credit card. Bitch, did I give you a credit card? No. Oh, well, you ain't got no credit card. You can spend what you're given by your husband and win, because you can't go out there and work. And if you were out there working for whatever reason, the wages belong to your husband, not to you. They belong to your pimp. I mean, your husband. All right, so if they did get a credit line, they would have to walk through severely disgusting sexist barriers, including requiring a husband's approval and being asked questions about birth control practices. So Congress passed the Equal Credit Opportunity Act to prohibit discrimination based on sex or marital status. That would be us, right? Yeah. So let me go to another article. Let me go to another article. I think people do a lot in pretending to not know something or just not caring, and they just love to see you coming. They just love to see you coming. All right, so all these ads popping up. Okay. So, in honor of Women's History Month, we wanted to take a look at the history of women's home ownership and financial independence. Oh boy, just 1974. So in 2022, most women in the United States probably don't question their right to buy a home or open a bank. Well, open a bank account. So the rights had to be learned. Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. You have to get permission before you can pretty much do anything. You have to get permission from your husband or it's a no-go. Mm, mm, mm. How terrible is that? How terrible is that? So I can go down a list and down a list of all the things that we could not do and when it got changed and how. Most changes didn't even begin to occur until the 2000s. But, well, no, 19, yeah. There's another one I'm not going to pull. I have a couple more articles that get into it. But you can do that research yourself because that's something y'all don't do. And that is a problem. And that's why they here playing in your face right now, because they know you ain't going to look up nothing. You ain't going to understand nothing. You just going to choose to believe what you hear it from, regardless of what side it comes from. If you feel like that's the side I'm rocking with today, then you do that. It's your prerogative. You can do what you want to do, right? Well, you couldn't back then. You couldn't back then. But Kamala, Trump said, I didn't do this. It's not another R. Kelly situation. The man literally would tell you that he did not do something, and you would just add it anyway and be like, yeah, he did that. I'm still confused as to why y'all falling for this mess time and time and time and time again. I'm just very, very confused by it all. And then the minute that you see them start to bring, you should be offended. Everybody should be offended because it's like, back then you ain't know me. Now we hot, you all on me. Why? Because those votes can make or break, right? Yeah, I think you do know that. Come on, y'all. This isn't a rocket scientist only position. It really, really, really isn't. Not at all. Not at all. Yet and still, you guys want to go along with the narrative that this guy has it out for you. How do you feel intellectually knowing that you have something an opposing party has said about someone that you use constantly and you just believe it without even doing your own research? That's not very intelligent now, is it? No, it is not. It is not. It is not. But you use it anyway. Let's see. Oh, I don't get it. I don't get it. This woman lied about, her allegedly being black, but it's clear that she is purposefully targeting the black community and pulling out all the stops that she can, which I'm pretty sure there's a few more in her, so that you can be vulnerable. You can be vulnerable to them in whatever it is that they want to do to you. And that is insane. That's insane. Look it up for yourself. 1974. Mm-mm. That is only. Wonder what month. Has to be something later than October. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. And people say stuff like, oh, why didn't they sue? Or why this, why that? Nobody in that status is going to be just walking into your courthouse. Nada. Nada. Nada, nada, nada. Mm-mm. Not going to work. Not going to work, y'all. You're going to have to get your intelligence together or whatever you got left of it, because the way you allow yourselves to be played out is absolutely insane. It is insane. It is insane. Another thing is Elon Musk sitting over here going crazy about Trump, super happy. I'm pretty sure those two are gonna have a great freaking. I'm pretty sure they have a great time and are gonna have a great time at your expense. At your expense. I just don't get why people go out their way, because a lot of y'all did have to go out your way. But why did you go out your way to put on glasses? Mm. No. What's with all this technology that Elon Musk is dealing with? These robots, these cars, these cars, taxis as they call them. And when you go to work, they'll be asleep. When you go to work, they'll be doing all kinds of shit. But it won't be you because you have no power. That don't sound good. That don't sound good at all. I don't know what's going on with y'all, but y'all need to get it together and get it together real quickly. Really, really quickly. No, you didn't. And I just put that in there too. Oh my gosh. It's very sad to see. That was very offensive, very disrespectful and distasteful. But to sit back and look at it from the outside, because man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I don't even know what to say at this point. I don't know what to say because y'all hit that like button. Y'all could do your research and you would understand that this lady wasn't only digging in her butt. Oh, let me go so I can get in the bed. Y'all need to stop and do some research. At least do a little quick search. Don't take you about a couple of minutes. See what they say. Oh yeah, that's what that is. Didn't hear it? He didn't hear it. Does he ask? Of course he does. And what does she say? I'm so very disappointed in you. Well, I am definitely disappointed in y'all. My shoulder itching. Disappointed in y'all. You sitting up here, you talking about you're gonna vote for her. You don't know a thing about what she's promising you to do, although me personally, I don't do those. But no, that's not good. It's not good. It's not hard to see, guys. That's why in one state you could be 8, almost 9 months. Nothing crazy has happened. And still get the shit under the stick. You know, vice versa. So you better start doing some research. You better get your butt over there at the Candace Owens page and read the shit because it matters. It matters. Of course it's gonna matter when someone is talking about being able to use you. What if? Heard that one before, heard that one before. See, that's a smooth landing. It wasn't that bad. Literally was not that bad. It was not that bad. But y'all gotta tighten up because you just considered to be like Boo Boo the Fool. Ever heard of Boo Boo the Fool? Scare him out. Boo hoo, boo hoo, that's Trump too. Okay. Keep believing those narratives. And when you naturally look like someone who is or was huge, then you get it yet. You will get it yet, probably, who cares, who knows, probably. You be on that type of time. And it's called get your shit together. Why can't I put this back in the box? Trying to get in the room now. Forget it. I can't get it. Not right now. I'm tired. I'm ready to go sleep, y'all. I'm ready to go sleep. Y'all sleeping. Said, don't worry. Trump 2024. It's been one thing after another from beginning to end, and y'all put up with it. My break is over. My break is over. Forgot my battery. My key fob is. Stop letting these people tell you anything. Start doing your research. I'm sleepy. I'm going in. Night night. Darken it out. It ain't no 61. I don't think so. Let me see what that phone said. Y'all know I'm mad that because I'm on 15 plus, on a 15 plus. Yeah, it's 53. That's freezing to me. Where you wanna be? She scared me. I didn't expect that. But they not rolling out the intelligence unless you at a 15 Pro series or higher. And that's messed up. That's messed up. It's everybody as dumb as a bag of rocks. Stop letting people run narratives. At this point, we don't need no narratives. At all. I hope he does it right. We gonna see. That's what we gonna do. Hey, come on now, buddy. Get them legs on cross down. Yeah, we gonna see. They playing y'all, they scamming y'all. With so many things being revealed right now, we just you know, put our ballots in. You know, you got your locals lined up. Which ones are, if it's their turn, if it's their, I forget what you call it, because, you know, these local seats, it's not, the timing is not the same as the president. But you should know who your local politicians are. You should know who your representatives are up there. What they signing, what they making deals in your blood about. Are they upholding them? Or just being treaty breakers? Treaty breakers. It's not an individual thing. You got to get together with your communities and have numbers. Numbers. There needs to be numbers of you. There needs to be coordinations going on. Strategic voting. Then get your crew, aka your neighborhood, together and be like, listen, you you ain't been doing too good around here now. Don't make us have to what that was, get you on up out of here. We support you as long as you're doing your job. You ain't scamming us. And whatever we need, then you're gonna listen to us and make it happen. And we're gonna go down these lists of laws that we need. You know, making sure they understand they work for you. and having them work for you. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. But you try to make it hard. Yeah. Trying to make it hard. Why you want to make it hard, baby? Don't do that. Why I just want that. You get it? I'm out of it. Because I'm exhausted. Most of the time when I get sleepy, when they hit, it's over with. It's over with. I'm partially woke right now. This thing here trying to get me what's his name? I see I'm gonna have to do another video on you, Brother Gerard Hurt. Yeah. Go out to. I don't know why, but you can look at little Fizz and tell like Fizz is like he like a sissy to me, but whatever, man. If I'm correct, I didn't mean to get a screenshot. They say who's in the mugshot. I'll take that out of there. What? Oh my God. Okay. Well, baby, that's your fault. You know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm saying? Alright, y'all. You get the message. Do better. And stop falling for random witches that fall out the sky and tell you lies. Because they here to trap you into some shit. And you ain't gonna be able to get out of. Okay? Because that's where it's headed.